Promise you.
The microphone. Can y'all hear me out there? Everybody here? Okay, good. Well, first of all, it is another great day in the state of South Carolina. Let everybody hear how excited we are to be today. The reason it's a great day to be in South Carolina is because we continue to improve the levels of South Carolina in terms of integrity, accountability, transparency. This is very important, not just for the state of South Carolina, but I have heard from people out of state how impressed they are that we took it upon ourselves to say, we are going to make sure we maintain the integrity of our voters. We are going to make sure we maintain the integrity of the election system, and we're going to do it by saying if you can show a picture to buy Sudafed, you can show a picture to get on an airplane, you should be able to show a picture to make sure that we do what is incredibly inherent in our freedoms, and that is the ability to vote. So this is a great day for South Carolina. There were a lot of people that made this come together. Everybody that you see behind me worked incredibly hard, fought very hard in terms of hours of deliberation on the House and Senate floor. I want to pass it over to somebody who really, really fought hard for this. He didn't just fight for making sure we had voter ID, he fought to make sure it was done right. And so I want to turn it over to my good friend, Speaker Harrell.
Thank you very much. This is indeed a great day for South Carolina. It's a great day for voters in South Carolina because as of today, when this bill becomes law, people in South Carolina will know that their right to vote is protected and that we know that the person who is casting the vote is in fact the person casting the vote, and we're pretty excited about that. There are a lot of people who worked very hard in both bodies to make sure that this happened. I got to take my hat off first and foremost to my fellow members in the House Republican Caucus because all the way back in last summer, our caucus met and decided that this would be one of the first agenda items we'd be taking up, and those folks came together, worked hard, stayed focused, and made sure that we passed a good, strong bill through the House of Representatives. The Senate, my hat's off to Senator Peeler, who will be speaking in just a moment, obviously to Senator Logan, Senator McConnell, and the senators over there who got focused the moment they got a break in the budget and got the bill passed on through the South Carolina Senate and down to your desk for signature, Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, the heart of democracy is the right to vote. And it is critical that we protect democracy in the United States of America by making sure that we protect the right to vote. And that's the key of what's happened today. You need a picture ID, as the governor said, to do just about anything in America today, before today, except to vote. As of today, even to vote. This is a great day for South Carolinians. It's a great day for the election process. I hope that the Justice Department will take our request quickly and get this pre-cleared quickly, just like they got Georgia's done, so that we can make sure that we've secured our elections. Now on the House side, the person who was the key person and the point person on our behalf making sure that we got this through the South Carolina House of Representatives was Representative Alan Clemens, and I want you to welcome him to this podium so he can say a few words.
Mr. Speaker, Governor, Mr. McConnell, Mr. Leatherman, my fellow House members, Senate members, I want to thank you all. Without you, we would not be here today. But I also want to thank some other folks, some folks that are standing out in the crowd, some folks that may be viewing this over the internet. Thank you very much. Thank you for your hard work. It's been 3 long years. I'm honored to be the author of this bill, but this bill doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the people of South Carolina. You know, a patriot today may not carry a musket over their shoulder, but they do carry their voice. That is what marks a patriot today. The patriots of South Carolina are watching, they're listening, and they're participating in the process. And without South Carolina patriots, your General Assembly could not have gotten this job done. So I want to thank you patriots. Thank you very much. Thank you to the activists in this room. Thank you to the activists back home. Thank you to all of you. This has been a job of linking arms and getting a job done. And this proves, ladies and gentlemen, that we can get good things done in South Carolina. We can come together and we can accomplish good things. In this case, we have accomplished something that has never been done in South Carolina. We have created a system that will detect fraud at its inception in the most important privilege and honor that we have as American citizens. That is our right to vote. We will have protected that right to vote by creating a system that will detect fraud and cast out fraud before it has an opportunity to taint the voting process. You have helped make that happen. Again, to the senators, to my House members, the governor, and to all of you, I thank you.
While I think the House did some very heavy lifting in getting it over to the Senate, it's only as good as when it gets over there that we have senators that fight for us. There has been no senator that has fought harder for the things that we've tried to push and fought harder for the people and the conservative movement than Senator Harvey Peeler.
Thank you, Governor. This act is a product of a lot of hard work by a lot of people. And I want to personally thank our Senate Republicans for working very, very hard and standing strong for this issue. Especially, I'd like to point out our Senate conferees, two senators from Charleston, our President Pro Tem, Glenn McConnell, and Senator Chip Campson. They worked very, very hard on this issue, and I want to thank you on behalf of our caucus and the Senate for the work you've done. Now, folks, this is a very, very important piece of legislation. All I can say is, if the people lose faith in the ballot box, then our government will crumble. This restores faith in our ballot box and in the state of South Carolina. Thank you very much.
Is another great celebration in the state of South Carolina. Hats off to the people. This again was another example of legislators having a good idea and the people carrying it forward, saying we want this to happen, we want it to happen this year, and you see the product of it. So I thank all the people for getting involved. You're using the power of your voice. It's making a difference every day. Thank you to all the legislators behind me. This would not have happened without every single one of them. And I have always said, when they do the wrong thing, hold their hand to the fire. When they do the right thing, praise them. This is a day of praise. This is a day to go back to your House and Senator that voted for it and say thank you. So with that, we'll open it up for any questions that you have.
Have you received any concern from the Justice Department or heard of any concern that they might have with this law?
Not at all.
Do you think it'll go right through, or do you think that there will be cause for further review?
You know, if there's cause for further review, we'll deal with that at the time that we need to, but we are going to fight for the people. We're going to fight for their rights. We're going to fight for the integrity of this system, and South Carolina will do what we always do, which is protect the people, protect the businesses of the state.
Governor, on another subject, Amazon.com has sweetened its deal. Does that in any way alter your position on this legislation?
No, it does not.
This bill means any South Carolina driver's license will allow one to vote. Is that pretty much what the final copy of that bill says?
Picture ID. As long as there is picture ID, whether it's passport, whether it's driver's license, or whether it's valid picture ID, this will allow them to vote. But more importantly, this maintains the integrity of the process. When someone goes to vote, they actually have to prove who they are. That's a great thing for every citizen in South Carolina.
So does that include college IDs, student IDs?
No, it does not.
Governor, how will changes in the additions and subtractions from that database to protect its security?
We're going to make sure that these are legal citizens of the state of South Carolina. We're also going to make sure that they have picture ID. What people have been able to show in the past is anything that shows a form of ID that doesn't actually show that it's your face. What you're going to say now is when you go to vote, no one else can steal your ID. No one else can vote for you. You are going to be able to vote yourself by proving that. It maintains the integrity of the process. This is a win-win. This is something that all the other states are looking at South Carolina and saying, look what they just did. How do we get that done? That's what we want to continue to do in the state.
Last question.
To the point of the kind of ID, if you can fly with it, you can vote with it. If you can get on an airplane with the ID, then you can vote with that ID.
Last question.
Governor, how much is it going to cost? How much is the legislation going to cost the state?
The fiscal impact was around $600,000.
Okay, it's
You
one
can't
time.
put a value on the
Absolutely.
integrity of this process. I will tell you, it is worth every penny to make sure that every citizen is protected and their right to vote is protected. All right, with that, we'll sign the bill.
I had to do Lori. You bring your camera. Come on down.
All right, so with that, the bill is signed. The first thank you goes to the fighter that was able to carry the water. Speaker Harold, we appreciate your fight. Representative Clemens, I know what it's like to fight and to take a long time to win. Enjoy. And Senator Peeler, you continue to be a rock star. Thank you very much. Good stuff.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.